Hello, and welcome to the first of 4 animated guides on achieving personal financial freedom. Stabilize. So what do we mean? Basically, to stabilize you financially by getting control of your expenditures to be within your actual income, and start saving, or at the very least to break even. So, some of you may immediately think, personal finances, boring. Well, let's try to make this interesting for you. So do you crave financial freedom? Do you fear being stricken with debt, and continue to incur more debt with no end in sight? Or are you living one paycheck to the next, and wish to be more financially secure? Maybe you are struggling to manage when unforeseen financial events occur, or you have experienced an event that has shaken you financially. Or, you feel reasonably secure and in control of your finances and simply want to do better? We will share with you some basic guidance that may help you to stabilize yourself financially, and it is really quite simple. So the aim is to accommodate your expenditures within your income, and then have something to spare. Depending on a number of factors that could be a little reasonable or a lot, though sometimes that may only result in breaking even. But we prefer to save money, and as much of it as possible whilst enjoying what life has to offer. Remember, this is not just about cutting out luxuries. Everyone's priorities are different, and if it is a priority that you drive a new fancy car, or wear designer clothes, then this exercise will help you make a decision as to whether you can actually afford that. So, what we save can be used to create or increase a cash buffer for a rainy day, or allow us to make healthy investment choices, and or used to pay off existing debt, credit cards, loans, even your mortgage or mortgages for those of you that have a second mortgage. So we start by listing out every expenditure that you could possibly incur, which seems daunting, but in our tutorials we explain how best to do this. Once that is done, then you need to take a long hard look at your list of expenditures, assess each one to see if they are really essential. Maybe there are things that you can reduce or eliminate. But be sure to make sure you are accurate in stating the true cost of your expenditures. You may even think of an expenditure that you would like to add, and which is something that you have not spent on before, but you need in your life. This also creates a great opportunity to identify expense stacking. What do we mean by that? So let's say, for example, you buy a $5 cup of coffee from your favorite coffee shop every day on your way to work. And what a great cup of coffee it is. But let's look at this. So $5 paid daily, Monday through Friday, over 49 working weeks. That comes to the princely sum of $1,225 over the course of a year. This is basic expense stacking, a repetitive expense which may seem small, but due to its frequency it turns out to much more than you appreciate. Saving most of that, or even just half, allowing yourself to have an occasional coffee, can contribute to paying off part or all of a credit card debt. And just think for a moment, how many other frequent products and services, which you pay for that maybe you don't always need. So coming back to assessing your expenditures, in terms of how to assess, this is something we can share in-depth guidance on later in our tutorials. So you may identify certain lifestyle expenditures that you want to eliminate completely. An example of this could be about some people who smoke may become so overwhelmed by the amount they spend in 1 year on cigarettes, that they decide to stop smoking altogether, and purely due to the compelling reason of cost, a great way to build up that willpower. What transpires is a strong appreciation of how much you really do spend, from which point you need to know how to forecast occasional costs, whether they be weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual, and so on. And in many cases this can become a humbling moment to say, I need to do better and spend less, thus driving the need to eliminate non-essential expenses, search for better deals, set better payment plans on loans, and generally amend your spending behaviors. The exercise of understanding the true extent of your expenditures can be very overwhelming for some. Many of us have a perception that if we're earning a healthy income, say $150,000 per year, then that feels like a very sizable income. Well, depending on your list of expenditures, you may rethink that perception and conclude that it is a false perception. Always remember, do not get alarmed by what you uncover about your expenditures. We repeat, do not fear. This is where our guidance can help you find ways to manage your expenditures and get yourself to a more desirable place financially. For a number of you, This could be a life-changing experience and set you on the path of amending your spending behaviors for the rest of your life, and in turn fortify the ability to manage unforeseen events, stabilize your financial situation and wealth management, and even support a brighter retirement. And remember, we always need to keep fun in our lives. Never lose sight of that. If you want to learn more about the specific techniques that you can use to determine your expenditures in a personal financial plan, which really can be done on a home computer, then you can sign up with our tutorials. And there you will find animated tutorials to talk you through these techniques and other areas about personal financial management and managing your spending behaviors and future financial planning. These tutorials are not the same thing as other websites, which offer apps for budgeting and tracking expenses. Many of those sites are great and can be used once you have followed our guidance and tutorials to realize the true extent of your expenditures. We do charge a small one-time fee of $2.50 to access these tutorials. And why not involve the whole family? This can be an important lesson for them as well. We recommend you visit our website www.behappyfinancial.com for access to more of our personal finance videos and tutorials. Good luck! And please support us by clicking like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Thank you.